In spite of repeated warnings by World Health Organization, Japan proceeds to move forward to conduct the Summer Olympics 2021 at Tokyo. Most of the nations like United States also warned Japan about the consequences of this move due to the frequency of COVID-19 around the world. In this explainer, let us look back to the history of the largest sports event in the world, the Olympics. The Olympic Games, which originated in ancient Greece as many as 3000 years ago at Olympia in Greece. It revived in late 19th century and have become the world's premier sporting competition. From the 8th century BC to the 4th century AD, the games were held every 4 years in Olympia in honor of the god Zeus in the Greek civilization. The first modern Olympics took place in 1896 in Athens and featured 280 participants from 13 nations competing in 43 events. Since 1994, the Summer and Winter Olympic Games have been held separately and have alternated every 2 years. The first written records of the ancient Olympic Games dated back to 776 BC, when a cook named Corybus won a 192-meter foot race and became the first Olympic champion. However, it is generally believed that the games had been going on for many years by that time. The games were named for their location at Olympia, a sacred site located near the western coast of the southern Greece. Their influence was so great that ancient historians began to measure time for the 4-year increments in between Olympic Games, which were known as Olympiads. After the Roman Empire conquered Greece in the mid-2nd century BC, the games continued, but their standards and quality declined. In AD 393, Emperor Theodosius I banned all pagan festivals, ending the ancient Olympic tradition after nearly 12 centuries. After 1500 years, the games again given rise, and thanks to the efforts of Baron Pierre de Coubertin of France. In November 1892, at a meeting of the Union des Sports Athletiques in Paris, Coubertin proposed the idea of reviving the Olympics as an international athletic competition held every 4 years. 2 years later, in 1894, he got the approval to found the International Olympic Committee, that is IOC, which would become the governing body of the modern Olympic Games. The first modern Olympics were held in Athens in Greece in 1896. In the opening ceremony, King Georges I and a crowd of 60,000 spectators welcomed 280 participants from 13 nations who would compete in 43 events, including track and field, gymnastics, swimming, wrestling, cycling, tennis, weightlifting, shooting, and fencing. All subsequent Olympiads have been numbered, and there were no games conducted in 3 terms, that is in 1916, 1940, and 1944. Due to the First World War, the Olympics of 1916 were abandoned, and due to the Second World War, the Olympic Games of 1940 and 1944 were cancelled. The official symbol of modern games is 5 interlocking colored rings representing the continents of North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, and Australia. The Olympic flag, featuring this symbol on a white background, hoisted for the first time at the Antwerp Games in 1920. And the 2021 election is on progress and it will be conducted in the Tokyo, the capital of Japan.